Hey, Ninja. Even LeBron Jordan sometimes misses the shot.
Good morning, God's Gang Nation. Boy, do I have a treat for you guys. Yesterday, my boyfriend got an ad for one of the most unintentionally funny cartoons I have ever seen. So, from what I can gather, this show was clearly made with good intentions, even if the execution was suboptimal. Based on tweets from the official God's Gang Twitter, it seems the creator genuinely just wants to unify everyone. In theory, it's great, but from what I understand, the number one belief every religion has is that you must have faith in your God and no others. It doesn't mean that you can't get along with people from other religions or anything, it just means that you're supposed to have faith in your God specifically. That's where this show starts to fall apart a bit, because who is this aimed towards? In a way, it kind of goes against everyone's religion, and also atheism. Albeit unintentionally, which is why it's so funny to me. I also have to say, the timing of when this cartoon came out is also comedic, to say the least. Read the room, you know? Aside from what I just explained, there is a lot to unpack about this show. The show centers around 4 characters based off stereotypes of their religion. And let me just let them introduce themselves.
Crisscross is strong and kind combined. Sumo Slim stories are hypnotizing. Taekwondo Hindu reads animals' minds while ninjas overanalyzing. Ladove and Dogma have their backs no matter who or what attacks.
My god, what was that? Ninju? There is no way they named a character Ninju. This feels like a South Park skit. Oh wait, hold on, it was a South Park skit. This episode is called Love is an Airhole. That's definitely a name for an episode, alright. The art style really isn't bad, but why do the background characters look so different? This dude looks like he's straight out of an episode of 10-Year-Old Tom. So they start out at a fair, and Ninju, I cannot get over that name by the way, isn't tall enough to go on a ride. Lil dude gets pretty mad, but his rage is interrupted when the villains begin destroying the carousel. And you will never guess who the villains of this universe are. That's right. Scientists.
Not the mad scientists.
But what are they so mad about? Today?
When we were kids, no one would play with us. But now, you kids don't have a choice. Okay, now we're even madder scientists.
Too bad, because stealing animals is a taekwondo don't.
What did they mean by this? Are they anti-science or just anti these scientists specifically? If they had no friends as kids, why aren't they helping them? I have many questions, but sadly, as I soon learned, this episode would answer none of them. They also keep bringing up how much they hate Sunday school.
I'm more excited than a kid getting to skip Hebrew school.
You think your school was boring? In my madrasa, you couldn't hear the lessons over the snoring.
Yeah? Well, my Sunday school promised eternal life. And that's exactly how long it felt.
Like, okay, I thought you guys were supposed to be like, yay, religion. But no, they bring it up like 5 times. These guys never moved on from elementary school cringe. I still scream from what I've done at night, so I understand. Hiding under the bleachers crying during the recorder performance in 1st grade was a core memory, okay? Also, something I've noticed is they like referencing real people, but are definitely afraid of copyright infringement, because what is this?
Hey, Ninja. Even LeBron Jordan sometimes misses the shot.
I promise you, LeBron James is not going to sue an indie pilot with 10,000 views if you say his name. Or maybe he's like Bloody Mary and you're like not supposed to say his name or he'll appear. Maybe they're scared of LeBron himself. Anyways, after they save the day from scientists, we get a completely unrelated plot point. I don't know why. The timing for this show is weird, but hey, they're trying their best, okay? This dog in the sky named Dogma gives them missions from God. They're like the Blues Brothers if they were held back 10 grades and are just now learning how to live on their own. So their mission is to go stop a rave? What is this? What is going on here? This is the type of shit your mind comes up with when you take a Benadryl nap. So forget about the scientists being bad guys. We got new bad guys now. New bad guys just dropped. Apparently these reptiles want to harvest the whale's boy smell because their home planet is covered in mustard gas. Genuinely, I cannot bring myself to believe that this was thought up sober. Anyways, they put a net around the whales, so what do the whales do? They don't swim down like in Nemo because that's copyrighted. Even though they already referenced Nemo.
Isn't your daddy looking for you?
So their plan is to...
Taekwondo Hindu, tell the whales to join blowholes.
What? So then Crisscross walks on water to go and release the net, which makes sense because Jesus walked on water, right? That would make sense, right? Right? Well, no, he ends up falling and being like, oh, we need someone small. just so it can connect back to Ninju's height thing from the theme park, even though it was a missed opportunity for Jesus to walk on water, which makes way more sense religiously speaking, and this is a show about religion. They all sing conflicting religious songs at once, which just seems like a headache to me. I don't know, I'm autistic and I lose my mind if I'm watching TV with someone and they play a TikTok on their phone. I think I would have a stroke if I heard 4 people singing different things at the same time. After they stop the bad guys, they gotta go to the whale rave because the whales are lonely, which is stupid because there is a group of 20 of them and a ton of fish. But hey, you know what? Free rave, I suppose, so. The reaction to the pilot was oddly mixed. Mostly the show was met with confusion, if anything. A lot of others found it funny and definitely somewhat offensive or stereotypical, and a select few actually felt it represented them. I'm going to read some of the tweets and comments to better illustrate how people reacted to this legendary animation. I'm against abortion, but that is what should have been done to this show. I feel like I'm eating peyote cactus, licking a toad, and simultaneously running a fever of 106, and I'm Catholic. The hell is this? This feels like a joke cartoon they would play on the TV in Family Guy. When is episode 2 out? This was fire. I like it has potential, but it feels like it would have been more at home in the 90s or early 2000s. And not just because I wish this was on when I was a kid. Just some food for thought, but if you want to celebrate and accept differences, maybe avoid othering non-religious characters as well. Scientists must be evil, and reptilians? Shouldn't these heroes instead use their religion to unite with the so-called bad guys too? How about showing how religion can be used by corrupt people to manipulate and control people, and have the heroes bring back the true meaning of religion? There's so much you could do with this concept, and you chose the most black and white, insensitive approach. I actually really like this. Came here thinking it was conservative racist stuff, but it's actually really funny. Definitely would watch again. I think this is kind of stupid, and yet I can't look away. I want God's Gang t-shirts, God's Gang shoes, hats, toothbrushes, God's Gang blankets. I need 10 seasons, 1 animated movie, and a 1 live action show. Obviously, Sue Muslim will be played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a spin-off series. If this show doesn't get a holiday special by the end of the year, I'm going to the President of the United States and complaining. Something else I want to bring up is the website for the show because it provides more information and it's interesting. The merch is crazy. I feel like I'm not allowed to wear this. They have character bios on the website and we are absolutely reading them. I apologize in advance because I will definitely mispronounce things because I'm American and I can barely even pronounce my own shit. Sue Muslim, biggest and toughest of the God's Gang, and most kind-hearted, brave on the battlefield but sometimes scared of silly things, like the kitty ride at an amusement park, dreams of being a chef, fighting style, sumo, special move, hypno storytelling, puts his enemies into a trance by spinning fascinating tales from Arabian lore, other weapons, fireball falafel, prayer hands, and boomerang, Taekwondo Hindu. I'm sorry, these names, I'm losing my mind. The big sister of the group, highly empathetic, especially to the natural world, loves heavy metal music, Indian immigrant parents, Western style. Fighting style, Taekwondo. Special move, third eye telepathy with animals. Can speed her arm movements into 4 or even 8 fighting arms like the gods Lakshi or Durga. Ninju. Tough, fun-loving, and packs a punch, but doubts himself a lot. Dreams of being an NBA basketball star. Fighting style, ninjutsu. Special move, Analyzer mode, Terminator-like vision mode that analyzes any problem the group is facing and finds strategic solutions. Star of David Shuriken, special Kabbalah invisibility powder. Crisscross, Southern Baptist street preacher, hilarious, loves his mama and cares deeply about her approval. Gets his cultural references confused sometimes. Even LeBron Jordan misses the shot. Oh, so it was intentional. Fighting style, karate. Special move, turn the other cheek blocking technique, flying cross kick. Miss Dogma, the angelic God's Gang operator, dispatches the team on their new adventures, all while keeping her nails stylish. But you can't see her nails. Les Dove, commando anyone? No need. Les Dove is here. Les Dove, an ex-French resistance aerial saboteur, supports the team with his reconnaissance and intelligence gathering. As you can see, there are clearly a lot of stereotypes, but one thing I want to particularly point out is that Ninju has laser powers. I find this a bit odd, since crazy people like Kanye think there is a Jewish space laser that started the wildfires, or some weird conspiracy theory like that. I can't tell if it's satire or not, but there is no way that's not intentional one form or another. They also have an evil gang with bios, and we need to look at those too. The Corpo Creeps. By day, they seem like boring business folks, churning out profit. By night, they transform into demons, trying to turn all the world's matter into dark energy. Whether you're old or young, they will try to enslave your soul. You know what? They were actually pretty real for this one. These guys look like the creator's barely disguised hell of a boss OCs, though. Reptilios. They come from planet Stenchdonia to steal the Earth's natural resources for their own planet's survival. Why are we shaming them and not helping them survive? Like, isn't the whole point of, like, all major religion, like, you're supposed to help people, right? Right? The really mad scientists. Too smart for their own good. Misunderstood. They just want social recognition without any of the accomplishments to support it. This feels oddly anti-science, but I'm a bit confused with, like, what the message here is. Are all scientists bad, or just these guys? I'm gonna need some, like, elaboration. The TTT. Oh boy. Okay. Tremendous terror and torture. They're filled with hate towards all others. The only love they carry is towards their leader, Dalida. Oh my god. It's a KKK parody called the TTT. There's no way. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay. But you know what, to be fair, I feel like at least the bio is an accurate description of racists. Racists really do hate everyone and love nobody but themselves. Also, I did notice that this is the only bio that makes the villain look irredeemable, and we all know people in the KKK in real life are also irredeemable. So I was looking at the team on the website, and like, the CEO's last name is Nimrod. Is that his actual last name, or is that a joke? Because I can't tell. Like, is that a last name people have? Another thing I'd like to note is that they've at least consulted the people of the various religions on the show. Regardless of results, it does show that they were at least trying. All in all, I really do believe the team behind this had nothing but good intentions, but unfortunately a plan like this is really hard to execute in a wholesome way. The cultural stereotypes are also definitely not helping their case either. People on Twitter brought this up, and their response was always this. By using unique names and characters, we aim to emphasize that it's not the names or stereotypes that define us, but the values and connections we share. Which I understand what they're saying, but in general, perpetuating stereotypes does end up causing real harm. Even stereotypes such as Asians being good at math, it doesn't matter if it seems positive, it overgeneralizes people and causes people who don't adhere to that stereotype to feel alienated. The actual art isn't bad at all, and honestly, I thought the show was pretty funny. I wasn't bored watching it at all. In fact, I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny and unpredictable, and I think with some tweaks with the timing of the plot and toning down the stereotyping a lot, that this show could actually have some real potential. Though I feel like it probably would do better with more of a teen or adult audience than kids. The premise is pretty interesting, albeit unrealistic. As I mentioned, the whole each religion requires them to only believe in their own god thing. I should also mention, for transparency's sake, I'm agnostic and I grew up Christian, so I don't really have anything to be offended by on a personal level. And with such a mixed reception, I'm genuinely curious to see what you guys thought of the show. Leave a comment on your thoughts on the show, and if possible, include what religion you belong to as well, because I'm sure there's loads more cultural references I missed due to being agnostic myself. All I ask in regards to this is please be respectful of each other's religions in the comments. I know religion can be a touchy subject. You don't have to agree with everyone, but especially in times of such high religious tension, let's try and keep it at least somewhat civil. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of this goofy and obscure pilot, so if you did, leave a like, subscribe with notifications on, and I will catch you on the flip side.
Don't give a fuck, 'cause I'm stuck in my head and I can't get enough.